start the clock. The next question, the member for Guelph.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. The housing crisis is getting worse. It's like a forest fire raging out of control. But the government's new housing bill is like bringing a garden hose to put out the fire. After wasting 6 years putting wealthy, well-connected insiders ahead of building homes that people can actually afford, it feels like the government is admitting defeat, begging municipalities to bail them out when the Premier says no to building homes that people can afford in the communities they know and love. So, Speaker, will the Premier stop saying no to an entire generation of young people who just want a home they can afford and say yes to legalizing gentle density and mid-rise housing across the province as of right so we can start building homes people can afford now?
Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Love the passion from the member, but when it comes to building in his own community, an as-of-right 4 community, a sum total of 0 have been built, Mr. Speaker. You know why that is? Because the city of Guelph needs infrastructure. They need sewer and water capacity. I hear it from the mayor constantly. I had a wonderful conversation with the mayor when we were providing a Building Faster Fund check, who identified the fact that his additional assistance through the Building Faster Fund would go to building more sewer and water capacity so that he could build even more homes, Mr. Speaker. So the opposition can focus on policies that do nothing because it makes them feel better. We saw that from the Liberals for 15 years, right? Announce all kinds of things, but don't accomplish anything. That's all that they care about. We'll build the sewer and water capacity so that we could build not hundreds, not tens, not 74 plexes in Toronto, 0 in Guelph, but millions of homes in every part of this province, Mr. Speaker, because that's how we will tackle the affordability crisis.
The supplementary question.
Speaker, this government has been in power for 6 years, and the housing crisis gets worse. They've spent more time in the last year reversing their housing policies than actually putting forward bold solutions to the housing crisis. As a matter of fact, it was this government that took infrastructure money away from municipalities in the first place. The government's failure to fix the housing crisis is making life in Ontario unaffordable. And the Premier says no to gentle density, no to mid-rises, no to missing middle, no to rent protection, no to federal funding for homes. It's time to say yes to housing in this province. The government has the power to say yes to 6 to 11-story buildings along major transit corridors, to say yes to multiplexes. Will they do it now so we can get building homes in this province?
And response.
In fact, in the provincial policy statement and the provincial planning statement, which was released at the same time, it does just that. But you can't do any of that unless you have infrastructure that allows that to happen. It allows it to happen, right? This is the fallacy of what you hear from the Greens, the Liberals, and the NDP. They get up in their place and they fight for policies that they know won't build homes, Mr. Speaker. What we're doing is putting in the infrastructure that is needed to build a home. But you know what else we're hearing, Mr. Speaker? We're hearing that the high inflation policies of the federal government, the federal Liberal government, a carbon tax, which has led to high interest rates, are stopping people from getting shovels in the ground. And more importantly, Speaker, it is stopping people from being able to afford those homes. So why don't the members opposite work with us to get the federal government to eliminate the carbon tax, reduce costs, Mr. Speaker, bring down red tape, bring down all costs, bring down interest rates, and we will meet our challenges.